Hello everyone. A very good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Myself, Dr. Mansi, and I welcome you all to Homeopathy Musings. So today we are starting with episode 19th of our ABC of Remedies Season 2, which is a monthly series where we learn a remedy in depth from the integrating classical and contemporary materia medica, and also who register to get access to the master handbook of each remedy on the website. So today we learn Argentum Nitricum remedy by Dr. Preety Shah, ma'am. Before moving forward, I'll just give a quick look at our upcoming courses. So we are starting with version 4 of Basics of Contemporary Homeopathy. That is a 16-day practical course that demonstrates integration of classical and contemporary concepts. It's a very good course for those who want to learn the basics of each and every contemporary concepts in homeopathy available. That is sensation method, and superclass, and many more. The sessions will be taken by a renowned team of homeopaths and is starting very soon. That is on the 6th of October. So if you want, you can register soon, or you can share to someone who can get the benefit of this course. Then, as a part of our psychiatric series, we are starting another psychiatric disorder course, that is Mastering OCD Cases with Contemporary Homeopathy by Dr. Aradhna Chitra, ma'am. There will be 2 sessions, that is on the 21st and 28th of November, every Friday. And early bird is still going on, which is till 15th of October. It will be a very good exposure in managing OCD cases with homeopathy. Then our two incredible journeys with plant and animal kingdom. Now we are starting with our 1 year journey with minerals in 2026, January. The sessions will be taken by our renowned team of homeopaths, and there will be 3 live Q&A sessions with our chief mentor, that is Dr. Mahesh Gandhi sir. Early bird is still going on, that is till the 30th of November, and those who want to learn minerals in depth, it's a very good opportunity for them to learn. Before moving to our today's session, I will just give a quick basic hygiene factors. Please mute your lines all the while the speaker is speaking. Keep your videos on, which helps in the interaction, and avoid temptation to multitask. Please raise your hand while the speaker is explaining. If you have any questions, it can be addressed at the end of the session. Please do not scribble on the screen, as it is very disturbing for the speaker. Make notes, share your experiences, and enjoy. For any difficulties or questions, you can contact on the given contact details, and we will be very much happy to help. Without taking further time, I will quickly stop sharing and hand over to ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hi everyone. ABC Remedies is one of my favorite sessions because we are not just looking at materia medica, but we're trying to, through these simple remedies, learn how can we integrate the concepts of classical homeopathy with the concepts of modern or contemporary homeopathy, really. Uh, and this is what project I have been doing for the past several years. More and more new concepts are coming, but these concepts are not meant to confuse us, but are meant to help us narrow down our search, confirm our remedies, and integrate them with the principles that we already know about. So today I'm going to speak about Argentum Nitricum. If anybody can tell me like 5 keynote symptoms or 5 themes of Argentum Nitricum that you know that we all studied in school. You can put it on the chat. Hmm? Argentum Nitricum, what comes to mind? What do you remember from Boric, Fatak, Allen's keynotes, Soul of Remedies, wherever? Argentum Nitricum. When we think of Argentum Nitricum, what comes to mind? Anticipation, that's what Pooja is saying. Excellent. What else? Anticipatory anxiety, apprehension, nervousness, hurriedness, old people. Very good. Excellent. Vinay, anything else? So, anticipation, apprehension, similar. Yeah. Three people saying the same thing. That seems to be the crux or the core of this remedy, right? Craving sugar, loud eructations, time passes slowly. Excellent. These are some of the rubrics or symptoms that we need to look at. Yeah, loud belching. Yeah, belching is another theme. Hmm, okay. And old people. When we say old people, what do you mean? By old people, we don't necessarily mean people who are senile, right? We also mean withered, constitutions, run-down constitutions, who become weak or have started the degenerative process in some sense. Yes, correct. Old, dried, withered people. Yeah. Stomach desires sauce. Single remedy from Kent. Good. And then Dr. Jyoti is saying diarrhea, which is spinach-like, green spinach-like diarrhea. We've all heard about it. Also, anxiety has diarrhea. It's a very keynote. Yeah, in most of my Argentum nitricum symptoms, when I prescribe Argentum nitricum, it's a sort of a confirmatory. If they have to go on stage or if they have to, go for an interview, they need to go past motion. Yeah, that is almost a confirmatory. Very good. And then fears of tall buildings, narrow spaces. Yeah, exactly. A sort of claustrophobia, but a sort of fearful state, almost like aconite, that I'm so fearful that, if I'm on a bridge or if I'm on a tall building, I'm fearful of falling, but I also know that I have these impulses that I may fall or I want to fall. So I'm more fearful. Yeah, exactly. And chronic aggravation from exhaustive mental labor. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Great. So now these symptoms or themes that we are seeing, which are also single remedy themes or characteristic symptoms of that particular remedy, they seem to be somehow a little bit scattered. Yeah. And the idea that I want to drive today with all of you is how we can put all of this together. Yeah. Why does Argentum have claustrophobia? What does it mean? Is it just a symptom or is it part of the theme or overall story of this remedy? Do you understand what I mean? So let's try and step by step understand Argentum nitricum, and we put all of these themes together and see what we can learn. And we'll also do a case so that we can put all this together practically. Okay. How can I share my screen? 1 second. Okay. You cannot see my screen now yet. 1 second. Yeah, Dr. Manjula is saying because of nitrogen there is claustrophobia. Excellent. Why does nitrogen have claustrophobia? Okay. Anyway, I know Dr. Manjula already knows. She's very, very experienced. But just step by step, we'll be honest to the name of this session, no? A, B, C's of Argentum nitricum. So from the basic we will do. So if you look at the mineral, Argentum nitricum is a mineral, correct? It's a metal, silver, isn't it? It's silver. Um, in fact, let me start with this. So, along with these sessions, we provide you this one-page handbook. If you go on our website and you can get a hand of the recording, uh, but what you could also do is you could download this document. So this is, and we're doing this for all the remedies on ABC Remedies. So this is like a one-page document. You can print it, keep it on your on a in a file in your clinic, and you can review the remedy practically from both classical lenses as well as contemporary lenses. Okay, so I highly recommend this one page. It it corresponds to the natural history, the medicinal clinical uses of the remedy, the keynotes of the remedy. What does it mean from a sensation kingdom miasm perspective? What does it mean from a PM perspective? What does it mean from the superclass perspective? And also, like, what we do is we list down some of our clinical, practical experiences and tips that may help you in your practice. So we have it for a lot of remedies. So do reach out to Dr. Mansi or Asmita if you don't know how to access it. But this is something that you could use, download, and make use of. So, Argentum Nitricum, as I said, it's silver. Yeah, it's one of the metals, and it was discovered a little later. It's after gold. Yeah, it's a metal or an element which was put to use a little later because it's difficult to kind of separate it from its natural state. It's an excellent electrical and thermal conductivity, even better than copper, they say. Yeah. But of course, we use copper for all the conductivity, electrical, applications because silver is much more expensive. It's shiny, it's lustrous, it has so many uses, including coins, jewelry, etc. And if you see, what does this mean? This excellent or, very high conductivity, the shiny, lustrous quality that this element has. What does it mean in patients? It means quick procession, quick perception, quick reaction. They have excellent performance. There's this phrase we say silver tongue. What does it mean? It means they're eloquent, they are very expressive, they are fluent, they're very clear in what they say. So from the source or the natural history of the remedy, we can understand, it has a lot of homeopathic significance. What else can we see? Silver salts have been used from ancient times as an antibacterial for wound healing. Yeah, it has a proven, documented antimicrobial effect. Gram positive, gram negative, both. And a lot of silver compounds, including silver nitrate, are being used now. Of course, now we have sulfur, we have antibiotics, etc. So the use is not so high. But example, burns. Yeah, one would use silver nitrate. It is also used to cauterize tissue, and there's a lot of use of the silver fillings in dental procedures, etc. A lot of silver nitrate is used. Yeah, so this also kind of gives us an indication, let's say, on why and on what should be the potential uses of argentum nitric. Okay, but coming back to where it is in the mineral chart, yeah, in the periodic table, argentum is in the row 5 of the periodic table, yeah, which is the strontium series or the silver series, which is the adolescence age group. The periodic table is almost like the inner age or the developmental stages of the human life. So by the time you come to the row 5, it has remedies like palladium, remedies like argentum, remedies like strontium, carb, cadmium. So in this series, the main idea is of adolescent stage of human life. And when I say adolescent stage of development in the human developmental scheme of things, what does it mean? It means the idea of venturing into the new. Yeah. The idea of that, I have developed my unique identity. I have been loved. I have been taken care of. I've acquired the skills to, pass an exam, to do a job. I can earn my living. All of that is done. I have done my basics. Now I need to go out and refine. I need to be more progressive. I need to be more creative. I need to develop my unique individuality. So in row 3 is identity. So row 3 is maybe developing the identity that I am Preety, and being Preety means X, Y, Z. But row 5 will be what do I want Preety to be known for? That Preety is skilled in this, Preety is known for this, Preety is a super specialist in this. Yeah. So row 3 is simple identity, row 4 is security, is building, but row 5 is refining the identity, to being creative. It is to master a skill, to be different, to expand. Dr. Manjula said nitrogen has claustrophobia. So nitricums have this idea. Nitrogen is part of row 2. It's, the development of the fetus in the uterus. And by the time it comes to nitrogen, it's coming out. Yeah. Coming out of the birth canal. So they feel extremely suffocative and they want to separate from the mother's womb and come out. That's the stage. I can't go back. I can't stay within the womb. I need to separate. But I'm in this narrow canal and I want to separate out. But this idea also of adolescent stage is to expand, to grow, to venture out in the new. And I feel suffocative inside. I want to dare to go into the unknown, to be adventurous. Now, the role of the mother, the father, the parent, the teacher is not enough. What a guide, a guru, a mentor, a super specialist who will help them in this refinement. So, they are the skilled workers, they are experts in their fields, they are specialists. So, they are creators, they are inventors, they are innovators, they are strategizers, they are problem solvers. Even if it's, let's say, IT industry, they will be the ones who will be coding, analyzing the data, they'll be the statisticians. Yeah, so they plan, they analyze, they think out of the box, and they come to solutions of a problem. Yeah, that is the idea of row 4. That is the idea of the adolescent stage. So the core issue is that am I skilled enough or I'm not skilled enough? Am I going to be able to perform and think out of the box, or am I not going to be perform? That is their core issue. That is the row. Now, mineral table or the periodic table is two-dimensional. So there's a row and there is a column. So row is, what is my core issue? My core issue is with performance, with skills. My core issue is not with relationship. My core issue is not with security. My core issue is performance, my ability, my capability. Okay, that is the core issue. And the column is how are they coping with that issue? What are they doing? How are they coping with this issue? So Argentum is column 11. Okay, what is column 11? Column 11 is adulthood, late adulthood. They want to, the idea is it's around 40 years of age, yeah, not early adults. They want to maintain. Column 11 is what just after column 10. Column 10 is success, at the pinnacle of success, like palladium. Column 11 is whatever I have achieved, whatever I have done so far, I need to maintain. I worked so hard to, reach this position. Now I have to maintain this position. I have to maintain this standard, this bar that I have raised for myself. That's the idea. So column 10 is when the structure is complete. Yeah, there is success, there is ease. They feel comfortable in their skin. There is not so much apprehension or, oh, all this in the chat you said, no, anticipatory anxiety, apprehension, this, that. They are much more at ease, like palladium. That it's easy to achieve. It's okay to achieve. Yeah. Even if I have to maintain that performance, it's okay. Column 10 is at the pinnacle. Yeah. Column 11, and I need to correct this, this is column 11. There are efforts to maintain that success. There is a very high degree of performance pressure, a lot of stress, you know, whether I will be able to maintain it or whether I will lose it. And here, there are these external factors also, hurdles or attacks that happen, but that is intermittent. So there are phases when it will happen and they have to do extra human effort, extreme control. Yeah. One of the spheres of action of Argentum nitricum is there is also a cancermiasm element. So extreme, the fear of losing self-control is very, very high. So super high pressure that if I don't perform, if I don't maintain, then oh my God, I'm going to lose it. People are going to, you know, you know, I will drop in their eyes. You know, they will isolate me. They will look down upon me. They will neglect me. That's the pressure. And of course, in column 12, is where the degeneration is further, that further downfall has begun, and there's constant pressure. So it's like in row 4, it will be zinc, yeah. In row 5, it is cadmium. There's a constant fear of losing, constant vigilance, lots of restlessness. So Argentum is the sweet spot, which is column 11, where the idea of maintenance, idea of conserving, continuing what I have achieved, hmm, to protect, to be a guardian, to sustain the wealth, the prosperity, the privilege, whatever I have received, I have to maintain it, conserve it, continue it. You understand that? I have to enjoy it. All this affluence, I need to make sure I'm able to continue this. He has to hold on to his success. He has to enjoy his fruits of success. His workload increases, but at the same time, he said, okay, all this workload, I have to also take care of my family, become responsible, not just for myself, but also for us. That is adulthood, in the 40s. Now, so you understand a lot of these Argentum nitricum keynote characteristic symptoms from this lens. Okay. So now you understand why they have anxiety for an engagement, why they have stage fright, why do they anticipate so much, why time passes so slowly, why they are so hurried. Yeah, we understand that aspect of Argentum. Now from another lens, Argentum nitricum is superclass 5. Row 5 is also superclass 5. So what is superclass? What is the key essence of superclass 5? The key essence is the main dynamic is that inside is no good. Inside is suffocative, constrictive, blocked, choked, dangerous, violence. I'm feeling bound and I must get out. Yeah, I'm very suffocated inside and I must get out. I'm longing for freedom. I cannot work at a place where they tell me 9 to 5, do this like this. This is the process. This is how you need to do. I need to be able to create differently, think differently. Hmm? And inside, when they are constrained, they become extremely restless. If you see in Argentum nitricum, restlessness, they will start walking. They are pacing around. Yeah, the more anxious they feel, the more apprehension they feel, the faster they will walk. They feel extremely restless, and anxiety is ameliorated in open air. They need to get out, they need to move. Exercise will help them. So you understand why also claustrophobia from this perspective. Interestingly, not just Argentum metallicum is in superclass 5. Nitrogen is also superclass 5. So row 2 on the right side is also superclass 5. So you understand Argentum superclass 5, nitrogen superclass 5. So Argentum nitricum, in some sense, okay, my battery should not die. Argentum nitricum, in some sense, is a very, very highlight, like a clear-cut picture of superclass 5. You understand this? So what is the patient expression? that they will feel that I must, in super class 5, what's that? I must express myself. I'm not able to express myself. And they feel claustrophobic, suffocative, and I must express. Yeah. And I said, Argentum is showy, shiny, lustrous, great conductivity. So the need for expression. I'm not worried about a secure job and a pension. I want to change my job. I want to go from one thing into another. I want to move on because the same things will get boring, will get suffocated. I want to break free. I want to get out because inside is suffocated. So they are the ones that will break the protocol. They are the ones who will be disobedient. In super class 5, we have tuberculinum, we have spiders, we have insects. Yeah. In super class 5, we have carcinosin, we have sepia, we have tarantula. They want to dance. They are active. There's fearlessness of some sense. They are the risk takers in some sense. So the idea of super class 5. So you understand the idea of PM, you understand. Let's go back to this one-page document that I was showing you. So you understand, for example, in Argentum Nitricum, the row 5 theme, the skill, the ability, the idea of facing and exploring new things, the idea of creativity, strategy, performance, and need for appreciation. Not appreciation because, oh, Preeti, you're a wonderful daughter of, your parents. That's why. I want to be appreciated because of a particular skill that I possess, because of a particular quality that I worked hard to possess. Okay. And the idea of column 11. Yeah, the structure is under a tremendous pressure or ordeal. So I must maintain, I must control. Same thing with nitrogen. It's a salt, right? So row 2, I don't want to be bound. I want to be released. I want to be free. And as I said, the miasm, a lot of anticipation. What if, what if, what if, what if? That is psychotic. A lot of cover up, I don't want to show my weakness. Psychotic. At the same time, lot of restlessness. Cannot stay in one place. Very, very impulsive. That is tubercular. And the need for superhuman control is cancer. So Argentum nitricum is, I think, one of the very, very rare remedies where you see shades of three miasms coming together. Then PM, I said, you have the row 5, adolescent themes, then you have the mature adult themes. And you have this idea, nitrogen, according to PM, what Sir says, the idea is I'm feeling constricted in that narrow birth canal. Yeah, so the idea of feeling constricted and needing to expand. It's like if imagine a gas air is trapped and suddenly it will, like a volcano, it will blast, something like that. Then the idea of superclass, feels stuck, feels trapped, feels caught. Restlessness must go out. Achievers, performers, explorers, more retaliatory, more rebellious. Yeah, so you are trying to put both one one leg on one stool, another leg on one stool, and firmly grounding yourself. Yeah. Okay. Let's move forward. What else I want to share with you? I want to share with you that also this idea of five-finger method, no, which Dr. Sankaran is saying this these days. So what he's saying that you, again, in some sense, what he's saying, you use superclass, you use kingdom, you use miasm on one side, and you use characteristic symptoms and keynotes on the other side. Yeah. I'm asking you to add a couple of other things in that. But what is superclass in this? Superclass in Argentum Nitricum, when I say superclass, what do I mean? I mean the idea every superclass has all the three kingdoms. Yeah, superclass 5 has what? In the mineral kingdom, it has the entire row 5. It also has nitrogen and oxygen. In the animal kingdom, it has the spiders, the insects, it also has lac equinum. And in the plant kingdom, it has the entire subclass 5, which is the rosids family. Then we have nosodes. We have tuberculinum as well as carcinosin, which is in superclass 5. So, superclass, the theme of the superclass will always be a constellation of symptoms. That means you will see the pattern in the case when you're taking the case, you will see something like some issue of row 5. You will see some sensitivity, sensation words will be like that of rosids, and you will see survival issues like that of animal. I'm just going to pause here so that this can sink in. So if I feel this patient needs a superclass 5 remedy, I will see themes of all the 3 kingdoms of that particular superclass in that particular patient. So I will see some language or some theme or some issue in the case where the patient will talk about performance, he will talk about ability, he will talk about his capability, his skill, and whether he can or he cannot do it, which is mineral-like of the superclass. The patient will have issues of suffocation, constriction, tied down, and wanting to expand, like the rosid family, like the toothpaste, if you can understand. Or you can even think of Rostox. I feel constricted, restricted, and I need to move, which is from the rosids subclass 5 of the plant kingdom. And you will also see some issues of the survival qualities. They feel that, for example, lac equinum, if I don't perform, if I don't please my master, I will be left out. So I must constantly work hard to perform, to be a good host, to please. Otherwise, I will be abandoned. That's exactly what even Argentum Nitricum feels, isn't it? So you will have shades of similar looking remedies or groups from that superclass. So that is the constellation of symptoms that can also confirm the superclass for you. Am I making sense? Say yes or no. Yes. Vinay is telling
Just
me
one
yes.
quick repetition of that. Just one
Yes.
quick.
Huh.
Thank you.
So let's say right now, in the context of Argentum Nitricum, we are talking about superclass 5. Each superclass has remedies or correspondence from different kingdoms, from the plant, from the animal, from the mineral kingdom, and certain nosodes. Correct? What I'm trying to say is, what is superclass? Superclass is different than sensation, right? What is superclass? Superclass is the main dynamic, the main core pattern, the most instinctual basic reaction of the patient. So when you have to look at that core dynamic pattern of the patient, it's more like a zoom out view. What is this patient in general? So when you're looking at the zoom out view of the patient, you will see similar language of the plant kingdom of superclass 5, animal kingdom of the superclass 5, and mineral kingdom of the superclass. So at the end of the day, let's say I'm going to prescribe Argentum Nitricum, but you may see in your patient, they may come up with strong sensations like anacardiaceae family. The patient will come up with this theme of feeling, wanting to please the master. Otherwise, they will be betrayed or left down or, let down, etc. You're understanding my point. You will have a constellation of symptoms which is not necessarily restrictive to one stage of life. So it's a zoom out view where you see different shades of different kingdoms of the same superclass in your case. Dr. Vidya, was that clear? Yes. Good. All right. So one stage next. Okay, let's look at some rubrics. of Argentum Nitricum. I'll go ahead and quickly share my screen. All these anticipations, stage fright, examination, in singers, in public speakers, yeah. You see from where it is coming, you can correlate from all the themes that you said. When the time is set, anxiety will make them walk faster and faster. Anxiety with all this, with vomiting, with tremulousness, etc., etc. Hypochondriasis. Then you see mind confidence want off, creative, credulous, aggravated in a crowd. If you look at some of the other characteristic symptoms, I will go mostly neurotic effects, incoordination, loss of control, trembling, withered up and dried up constitution. Always in a hurry but accomplishes nothing, in continuous motion. He walks very fast. Fear of heights, fear of being late, fear of losing control. Very important. Cravings of sweets as well as of salts. Splinter-like pains. Free mucopurulent discharges. The discharges will be freely coming out. And as I said, crisis manager, problem solvers. Dr. Sankaran says the main idea for him in the Soul of Remedies, if you read, is that they, in the most fearful, panic, critical situations, they are the ones who will manage and help troubleshoot. Also, Dr. Sankaran talks a lot about suspense and Argentum Nitricum. They get either very, very excited with suspense and thrillers or surprises, or it aggravates them tremendously. My clinical impression is that it's very important to distinguish aconite and gelsemium with Argentum Nitricum. They can look very, very similar, especially cases of anxiety and panic. There are people, of course, we spoke a lot about polished job, white collar jobs. And I have at least more than 10 patients who have come to me with voice problems, hoarseness, stammering, loss of voice, constant chronic hemming and coughing of the voice. Let's do a case. This is a case of alopecia areata. Okay, this is a very old case. She had alopecia areata of the eyebrows. Yeah, so she lost hair. It's of course an autoimmune disorder. Her left eyebrow, she started losing hair, and it started after she underwent the IVF treatment. She also has asthma and history of panic attacks. This woman, she's settled in UK. She's originally an Indian and now lives with 2 children and husband. And she's working in some corporate office as an HR executive. So she said, after I did all this IVF, all these medications, I eventually got conceived. I was super thrilled with my pregnancy, but it was a challenging journey. It was very difficult for my body to cope with all this. My parents had to travel and come and stay with me in the UK. And I had a tough spot. I used to shout and yell, and I used to get annoyed at everyone. And when my child was born, it was a mixed bag of emotions. But I also felt a lot of sense of guilt. I was feeling very emotional, but I didn't want to become overly dependent on others. So all this emotional story she's saying, what we want to do is we want to go deeper, take her to the level of delusion and sensation. So talk about guilt and dependence. She said motherhood felt like pure pleasure, but it also came with huge responsibility, taking care of a dependent child. I found myself constantly running after the baby. I already had one toddler and now this baby. So I started feeling bound in some way. I like my life on my own. I wanted to keep working. I wanted my own space. I like to do painting, baking, something for myself, something that can keep me occupied. So interesting how she uses the words dependent, bound, etc. Work is more than just career for me. It is a source of satisfaction and fulfillment. I always want. What does she mean? It is more than a career, which means it's more than just giving me money and helping me pay bills. That is what she's saying. Indirectly, what she's saying that I'm not row for. Okay. In here by career, she means I'm not just doing it for money. I'm doing it for a sense of fulfillment. I always wanted to work abroad. I always wanted to go out of India. And when I came to UK, it was a big change. And it took me about 3 years to adjust, without my family, to build a social circle for myself. I love to paint. I like paint. I go to my painting classes. A lot of my stress gets relieved if I create something. This is my me time. I like to be in my thoughts. I can be quite a workaholic. I like to plan a lot, even the smallest of things. I prioritize my tasks. I try to analyze. But at the same time, I need my creative breaks. So I have to do all these chores at work, etc., at home. I will prioritize, I'll analyze, I have a to-do list, I'll have an agenda for the day. But then I need my creative breaks. I need to go to my painting classes. But there are times when I get extremely frustrated and annoyed at the smallest of things. Work is very demanding and it has taken a toll on my health. So now slowly I'm trying to put my life into perspective. I'm wanting to come back to India. I feel there was a feeling of insecurity, overthinking, planning, etc. So, what is this feeling? Describe this a little bit more. She said it's difficult for me to make friends. I'm very selective, I'm very choosy, but I needed my social circle. I like celebrating festivals, people coming home for lunch. I feel incomplete without them. It's a very interesting word. Which kingdom word is this? Anybody put it on the chat? I like to maintain relationships. Very interesting. Which stage this is? Yeah. Yelena. Yes. Bharat. Yes. Yeah. It's mineral word. And it's not at the sensation level yet. I'm cognizant of the fact, but just see if we zoom out and we see incomplete is giving you hints of mineral. Maintaining is giving you also the column in some stage. It's not like I need to make friends, I need to work hard. I have to maintain relationships. And what happens if I maintain relationships? I feel a sense of security. They will take care of me. They will talk to me. They will help me in my troubles. I will feel secure. So now I'm a little confused. No, why is she talking so much about insecurity? I mean, is this like row four? I'm wondering. So just trying to understand and differentiate. She says, I'm scared of falling ill, having no one to take care of me, of being alone at home. I need somebody to sleep with me alone. Another thing that I've learned from Dr. Sankaran, uh, so what he says that let's say if you're very sure of the kingdom, you're very sure of which row, which column, you're sure of the superclass, let's say, but something doesn't fit. For example, I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe this is row five, and then suddenly she's talking about insecurity, fear, not wanting to be alone, needing somebody to be with her. Then uh, that particular PQRS is of the remedy. So if everything fits superclass 5, everything fits row 5, everything fits adolescent stage, but there is one thing which is a completely, oh my God, because of this, you can't go to row 4. This is something to do with the PQRS of the remedy. Yeah. So this is perhaps, and again, this is a very old case. So not that there was this any idea of superclass at that time. Perhaps it was in Sir's brain in the making. But Retrospectively, I'm saying that this is what I understand now when I read this case, that this is to do with Argentum Nitricum as a remedy and not to do with Rho 5, not to do with superclass 5 per se. Then she described that in 2014, I had a major attack of breathlessness. She's describing a panic attack when her daughter had to be taken for hospitalization. She was constantly crying. I was panicked. I was very stressed. This was my first experience of panic attack. And since then, she's been on, some inhalers and, whatever, she had this breathlessness episode. Then she describes another time there was a burglar alarm that set off, and I panicked again. My heartbeat was beating, I was shuddering, I was scared, I couldn't stop shivering. You understand this idea of nervousness, this extreme fear that Argentine would have, just like aconite, just like Jalcini. So I used this opportunity and I asked, what is the experience of this panic, this heart beating, etc., in your head, chest, abdomen, hands, and legs? It is suffocating. Interesting. My whole body is shivering. I don't know what to do. I'm falling short of breath. I want to move. I want to go out, but I cannot go out. You see? You feel bound. You feel bound here around the chest. You can't breathe. You're panicking. You're restless. You just want to get better. You want this feeling to go away. What is bound? It's being tied, being restricted. Bound is not to be free, to feel suffocated. Now, this bound, and I think it was Dr. Vidya or somebody, who said, so you see here this bound, restricted, suffocated. It doesn't feel like mineral kingdom, no? It feels like a plant sensation, doesn't it? But this is a plant sensation similar to the roseate subclass 5, is what I'm trying to say. So in when you're coming to a superclass, you will see shades from all the three kingdoms. But so far, do you see any themes of mineral kingdom? Do you see any themes of sensitivity, of reactivity? No, she's talking about security. She's talking about dependence. She's clearly giving some indications to us which are related to structure. Now, how do you respond to stress? I feel, pulled in different directions. It is difficult for me to handle personal situations. It is and difficult for me to perform under significant stress. I would stop and burst into tears, unable to cope with that situation. My husband puts a lot of pressure on me. I can't cope with it. I can't function. He's under stress and then he passes on his same stress to me. So I compensate by perfecting everything. You know, you see perfection. If you see fastidious, you'll find Argentum Nitricum. Trying to control is my way of coping. Or sometimes procrastinations. I don't want to act until I have to act. Yeah, also gives you some hints of the Mayas. I used to work in a very restrictive environment at the office. I was not able to do my best. I felt as if I was put in a box. It didn't allow me to be creative or solve problems. It didn't allow me to think or use my brain. I felt as though a bomb would explode in my brain and I ended up leaving the job. It would be very difficult for a row 4 who needs security to leave the job. But this person, I felt I was boxed up. So I just decided to leave the job. That is also indicative of this idea of superclass 5. I can't internalize everything. I end up falling sick. It is very important for me to be allowed to do things the way I want to do. I like challenges. If it's a task or a deadline, I want to find my own way around it. I hate being told. They absolutely don't like being told. Our work can be very demanding, lot of pressure. But if I get the freedom to do it myself, I feel engaged, I feel motivated, and that's when I give my best. Pressure helps me to do my best. Then she talks about her anger When somebody is dominating, I can become very adamant. I can become a rebel. I will ask, why should I ask? Why should I do this? I will voice my opinion. I question the decision and ask the reason. I'm blunt in my relationships. I don't like diplomacy, it suffocates me. I'm scared of falling sick. I'm scared of pain. I feel claustrophobic in the lift. I'm a very ambitious person. I want to head an HR firm very soon. I want to look more important, be a good role model, perform better than others. And I know I can do this. I have the capability to do this despite the roadblocks. She has some cravings of sweets, chocolates. Yeah. So, I mean, when I prescribed the remedy back in 2016, it was through the sensation method. But now, when you look at, she talks about her capability, her performance under pressure. She believes she can do it without any dependence. Her need for social circle, to feel incomplete without a social circle. These are all mineral languages. On one side, she cannot perform under pressure in a restrictive environment, but on other side, she doesn't want to be dependent. Correct? She feels restricted, tied, bound, suffocated, and wanting to be free. She said that in her with her child. She said that in her previous work environment. She said the same thing in her panic attacks. She also said she's claustrophobic in elevators, lifts, isn't it? So this sensation and desire to move out with restlessness is superclass. Then she spoke about career, work, creativity, performance, planning, analyzing, executing, excelling, how specialized you are. That is row 5. That is adolescent stage. And the nitrate features of suffocation, needing support, rebelling, and anger. So we spoke all this. Another remedy in superclass 5 is coca, right? Wanting to take the risk, push hard to great. Okay. So maintain the structure under pressure in an ordeal to control it. That is column 11. Now, so all this we covered. A quick follow-up. The patient initially, in the first 15 days, there were no changes, and then slowly she started feeling better. Um, it was interesting in one of the follow-ups, she said, illness is not my forte. How am I going to cope with it? I'm really scared of falling sick. I have the white coat syndrome. My blood pressure will start rising in anticipation of meeting the doctor. This is also very Argentum Nitricum. Very, very anxious about health, very hypochondriac. Yeah. And she did extremely well. She's still in touch. Both her children were treated by Prajakta and me. You see this, I don't know if it is how much can you appreciate. So half her eyebrow was not there. And you see, it's very nice, well-defined eyebrows. And she did extremely well, only single remedy, Argentum Nitricum prescribed. Yeah. So that is all I had to share today. I don't know if anybody has anything to share, any questions. I really recommend all of you all to, Mansi was telling you about that mineral journey that we are doing next year. It's a full 1 year course, step by step. We are going to learn all the rows, all the columns from PM, from sensation, from, Sholton's different stages to the idea of chakras. Dr. Gandhi is going to talk about chakras and different rows. Dr. Shekhar is going to do metals, acids. I mean, we're going to just dissect the periodic table, and really it's going to be a phenomenal journey. So I invite you to that. But to a lot of newcomers or students or who are new to these concepts of contemporary homeopathy, I also urge you to join this upcoming basic course, which will help you understand how we are integrating all these different methods. Some basics of all these methods of PM, the charts of of the sensation, of superclass, of chakras, just the basic principles so that you don't feel a little lost when we sometimes, we use these terms vague. So loosely, it's hard for you to follow. So for somebody who's new to these concepts, I highly recommend for you to join that course. But any last questions, any last thoughts from anybody before we wrap up for today?
Doctor, I just wanted to know that maybe I missed out on seeing about the Argentum 1M repetition, or how did you give it?
Um, so I let me go back to the
Hmm,
notes. So I
hmm,
think generally we would repeat it once in 15 days, then gradually decrease it to once a month. If sometimes the patient is not better, we would give once a week. Uh, for that some short space, but
hmm,
for the initial few months, that is how we repeated, and then gradually she was only on SL
hmm, hmm,
and
hmm,
had infrequent repetition.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right. Looks like no questions. That means it's all clear. The
Very
next
good evening,
case
ma'am.
you get of Argentum Nitricum, you're going to solve successfully. Dr. Vinay, you
Ma'am,
wanted to say something.
Very
yes,
nice.
ma'am.
Yeah.
I have a small doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, how to differentiate Argentum metallicum and Argentum nitricum? Is there anything
So
specific?
we have a very clear picture of Argentum Nitricum, right? Argentum metallicum will only have these strong Argentum features, this extreme claustrophobia, suffocativeness, or need for warmth protection will be missing. Yeah. So the idea, the best practical way of differentiating, if I have to tell you very honestly, is do you see any language of salt? When I say salt means what? There is more than one row, or more than, even if the salt is of the same row but different columns, you see two distinctive parallel themes in the case. If it's a metal, if it's a plain argentum, you will not have these salt language. You will not have one side insecurity, needing family, wanting family, feeling whatever, and the row fight. You will have one single track.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Got it. Thank you.
good. All right, then. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. How to get the handbook? Dr. Mansi, if you can guide everybody.
Yes.
Um,
Maybe I can share the screen and I can just guide them for now. So, hello, participants. I'll just share the screen. Just a minute. So, hello, participants. Uh, Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So once you log in on our website, you will see your dashboard. And in the dashboard, you just have to go to the enroll courses where you will be able to see ABC of remedies here. So from here, just in enroll courses, you'll be able to see ABC of remedies. And you just have to click here. Then you can just start the learning. There were the about, and here you will be able to, once we upload today's recordings, you will be able to see the recording. You'll be able to see the previous recordings as well, which we are registered. Yes. So here, if you go to this Lycopodium, then you will be able to see the recording here. And also you'll be able to download this handbook of the remedy, which ma'am was telling about. So it is a free handbook which is available. You just have to download it and you'll be able to see it. It's a very easy process. Once you will go through it, it will be very much easy for you. I hope everyone got understood. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will
हाँ
still,
ये मोबाइल पर भी कर सकते हैं ना?
yes, you'll be able to see on mobile.
ओके ओके
How
Any other questions or any other queries related to website, you can just let me know and I can guide you how to do it and how to access the recordings. So for today's recording, it will
can
be
you
uploaded.
how to download? Can you tell me
Sorry, I'm not able to hear.
how to download this PDF?
So here, like where you start, when you start the learning of yours,
In mobile.
in the downloads option, in your browser's download option, if you are using iPhone, there will be a Safari, and there in the download option, you'll be able to see this download. And if it is Google
Android.
Chrome, yeah, so
Android.
then there will be in Android browsers also, there will be a downloads option, and from that you will be able to see. Once you download, you will be able to see in the download option, and then you can open that PDF. It's a PDF format only, so you'll be able to open that. Today's recordings will be uploaded within 2 to 3 days, business days, and it will be uploaded here. So once it will be uploaded, you'll be able to access today's recordings as well as today's handouts.
वेबसाइट का लिंक कहाँ पर है?
It's a healingharmony.in musings.
ओके healingharmony.in.
Yes.
Hmm.
Maybe Asmita can put the website link here on the chat box. Asmita, if you can put it.
ओके ओके हम्म
Yes, it's there, and you can access the course details for upcoming courses also in that website,
यस
and you'll be able to register for yourself also. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Mansi, just a small question. Has she left?
No, I'm here.
Yeah, Mansi, so only if you've registered for this, we'll be able to access the PDF, because I don't recall if I've registered for each and every one. I don't just recall. I remember, but suppose but I'm a member, like I have the website link, this, that. So even otherwise, you all had said in between to create your own account and all of that. So I'm a part of it. So even if I don't remember that if I have registered, say for example, sulfur, whether I would register or not, I don't remember. So in spite of that, I can go through the same process what you said to access the PDF, my dear?
Yes. You
Perfect.
don't have to register each and every time for each and every remedy. You'll be able to access all the remedies.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, participants, for joining us live. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Can
Good
you
evening.
send me the link? Can you send me the link?
Link for what?
This PDF of download कर लेता है that.
Actually,
How to
this
download?
PDF is downloadable only on the website. So you have to register on the website and then only you will be able to download. It will be there in your dashboard only. There is not any common link for it. Hello, am I clear? Is there any doubt?
No, thanks. Please.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Seema. You have any doubt related to register? Maybe you can
Hello.
directly. Yes, Dr. Seema.
It is asking for password when I'm logging in.
Yeah, so you have to create your login ID and password. You must have your login ID and password, right?
No, this is first time I'm doing this.
Okay, so you have to
Actually, this I have
register.
registered already. This webinar. Then how can I watch again?
So you just have to log in where you will receive where you will have to enter the login ID and password. You just have to create the your register ID and password, and once you enter, you'll be able to open your dashboard, and there will be the course enrolled in that.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So there is an assistance. Yeah. So if you want, there is in chat box, Asmita has put the details of the steps to be followed to access the personal dashboard. You can just copy to it and you can follow these steps. And if it is there, if still there is an issue, you can just contact to Asmita or me, and we will be personally help you. Thank you. Any other questions or any other issues related to website? You can just let me know. Thank you, participants. Thank you for joining. Thank you.